Hello students, we are studying the third chapter of thermal engineering, that is steam and steam boilers, and we have started in the previous lecture with the point that is boiler mountings. So in the previous lecture we have seen three different boiler mountings, that is water level indicator, pressure gauge and safety valve. Again, in case of safety valve, we have studied the three different types of safety valves, that is deadweight safety valve, lever safety valve and spring loaded safety valve. So I hope that you have gone through that previous lecture, and today we will continue with the remaining boiler mountings. The first boiler mounting of our today's lecture is nothing but the steam stop valve. So you can see in this figure how usually the steam stop valve is represented. So the function of steam stop valve is to regulate the flow of steam from boiler to the engine or for any other application, and to shut off the steam flow when it is not required. This valve can be operated either manually or automatically. So if we now look at the construction and working of this steam stop valve, then it is very simple. The steam stop valve is it is the largest valve on the steam boiler, and usually it is fitted to the highest part of the boiler shell. The common type of steam stop valve is shown in this figure. So the main body of this valve is usually made of cast steel, and the valve seat are made up of brass or gunmetal. As shown in this figure, you can see the valve. It is connected to the lower end of spindle in such a way that with the rotation of the spindle, the valve will not rotate, but instead it will move up and down depending on the direction of rotation. The spindle has hand wheel at the top for rotation. The spindle is passed through the gland to prevent leakage of steam, which is placed inside the boiler shell. Now looking at the figure, you can assume that if we rotate the wheel in clockwise direction, then it will restrict the flow of steam from inlet to outlet, whereas if we rotate the wheel in anti-clockwise direction, then it will cause the valve to lift in upward direction, and as a result of this, the steam will flow from boiler to the application. So this was all about the working and construction of steam stop valve. Now we will move with the next boiler mounting, and it is nothing but blow-off cock. The function of blow-off cock is to discharge mud and other sediments, that is nothing but the impurities which are deposited in the bottommost part of the water space in the boiler while the boiler is in operation. It can also be used to drain off the boiler water. So in short, we can say that the blow-off cock has two functions, and the first is to discharge the mud and sediments that are accumulated in the bottom part of the boiler, whereas the second function, we can say that it is used to empty the boiler when necessary for cleaning or repairing and inspection purpose. Now if we look at the construction and working of this boiler mounting, then as shown in this figure, we can see that the blow-off cock consists of a conical plug which is fitted into the casing, and this plug has a rectangular opening which may be brought in the line of passage just by rotating the plug with the help of guard and shank. So with this rotating movement, the plug will be get opened and as a result of which this will cause the water to discharge from the boiler. The discharge of water can also be stopped by rotating the plug again. In this way, we can see that the blow-off cock has a very simple working. Also, it is important to note that the blow-off cock is always fitted to the lowermost part or the lowest part of the boiler, either directly with the boiler shell or to a pipe connected with the boiler shell. This was all about the blow-off cock. Now we will see the next boiler mounting, that is the feed check valve. The function of feed check valve is to allow the supply of water to the boiler at high pressure continuously and to prevent the backflow of water when pump pressure is less than that of the boiler pressure. Or in case we can also say that if the pump fails, then in order to avoid the backflow of steam from the boiler, we can see the feed check valve which is shown in the diagram. And if we look at the construction and working of this valve, then it simply consists of a hand wheel, then it also has a spindle and a non-return valve. The lift of non-return valve is regulated by the spindle which is attached with the hand wheel, and the spindle can be moved up and down with the help of this hand wheel as upper portion of the spindle is screwed to the nut. At the normal working condition, the non-return valve is lifted up and thus the water from pump is fed to the boiler. But when the pump pressure falls below the boiler pressure, then the non-return valve is closed automatically due to the pressure of water from the boiler, and thus it will prevent the backflow of water. So this was the construction and working of feed check valve. You should also know that this feed check valve is also known as a non-return valve, and usually it is fitted to the boiler slightly below the working level in the boiler. Now we will see the last part from the boiler mountings, and that is nothing but the fusible plug. So the fusible plug, it is the boiler mounting that performs the function of protecting the fire tubes that are present in the boiler from bursting. When the water levels in the boiler falls below the desired limit, then there are chances that the fire tubes may get overheated, and as a result of which they even might get burst. Thus, fusible plug is the boiler mounting which helps to avoid such type of accidents. It is usually located above the furnace and the boiler, and it consists of a gunmetal plug fixed in a gunmetal body with a fusible molten. So you can see the light blue color which represents the fusible molten metal, and it is a very important safety device which will protect the fire tube boilers against overheating. Now if we look at the working of this fusible plug, then during the normal boiler operation, the fusible plug is covered by water and its temperature does not rise to its melting temperature. However, if the water in the boiler falls too low, then it will uncover the fusible plug, and as a result of which the furnace gases will heat up the fusible plug, and thus the fusible metal of the plug will get melted, and due to this the fusible plug will fall down, and thus the steam will then rush through the hole, and it will extinguish the fire before any major damage occurs to the boiler due to overheating. So this was regarding the construction and working of fusible plug, and with this we will be concluding the boiler mounting part. So from now onwards we will see what are the different boiler accessories that are used in the boiler. Boiler accessories. These are the devices which are installed with a boiler and its neighboring area to increase the efficiency of the boiler. These are not the essential part of the boiler, and thus without installing these devices the boiler operation can be accomplished though at a lower efficiency. So if we compare the boiler mountings with the boiler accessories, then the most important thing that you should know is the boiler mountings are the essential components of the boiler, whereas the boiler accessories, these are not compulsory. So if you have been asked that you have to select any one option, either boiler mounting or boiler accessories, then the first one that you should prefer is nothing but the boiler mountings, because running the boiler without the boiler mountings, it can cause the entire working at risk. Without boiler mountings, there are tremendous chances of accidents to be occur, and as a result of this, it can cause a great damage to the life and property. So thus it is important to note down that boiler mountings are very much important as compared to the boiler accessories. Now if we talk about the boiler accessories, then as said in this statement that we can run the boiler without the accessories also. Just the thing is that these accessories help us to increase the efficiency of the boiler. So the main difference between boiler mounting and accessory, we can explain it as the boiler accessories are responsible for increasing the efficiency of the boiler, whereas in case of boiler mountings, those are responsible for the safe operation of the boiler. Now just like the boiler mountings, we are also going to see what are the different boiler accessories one by one. So first we will start with the first boiler accessory, that is nothing but air preheater. So from this name itself you will understand that the main function of the air preheater is to utilize the heat of the flue gases which are coming out from the economizer, and utilize this heat to preheat the air which is used in the furnace or the oil burner. In simple words, we can say that the air preheater is used to recover the heat from the exhaust gases. The air preheater, it utilizes the waste heat, we call it as flue gases, which are coming out or which are released into the atmosphere, and we are going to utilize this the heat energy which is present in these flue gases, and with the help of these flue gases we will be extracting heat and providing the same heat to the fresh air which is supposed to be provided into the furnace for the combustion of the fuel. The construction and working of the air preheater can be understood with the help of this diagram. So in this diagram you can see there are 4 arrows with different color which indicates the various inlet and outlet passages for the flue gases and the fresh air. So if we consider the blue color arrow, so that indicates that the fresh air is making an entry into this chamber. Then again we can see that this air, after entering into this chamber, it will go straight in forward direction and then it will take a U-turn. So this is because in between this chamber several baffles are provided. So baffles are nothing but these are the restrictions that causes the air to flow in a specific path. So the air will be traveling in zigzag path while making an exit through this chamber. So as the air goes in this way, that is in a zigzag path, it gets enough time to recover heat from the flue gases which is coming from the top. So in this same diagram you can see that with the help of a red arrow they have indicated that the flue gases are entering from the top. These flue gases will travel through these tubes and finally those flue gases will be coming down, and we can see here that is the light pink color, which shows that the flue gases are then going out to the atmosphere. So the main objective in this case is that we should try to recover whatever the heat energy is available at the flue gas inlet. So when these flue gases are traveling through these vertical tubes, at the same time the fresh air passes in a zigzag path over these tubes. So thus there will be indirect exchange of heat from the flue gases to this fresh air. Thus the air which is the fresh air which is leaving out of this chamber, that is air preheater, it will be get slightly heated, and we can see that the air outlet which is shown by light orange color, this air will be then fed to the combustion chamber where the fuel is to be burnt. With this use of air preheater we will get certain advantages, such as the efficiency of boiler will be improved. Then again better combustion of fuel can be achieved. Again the preheated air gives higher furnace temperature, as a result of which even if we are having the low grade fuel, for example if we are having low grade coal, then it can also be burned with less excess air, and thus ultimately we can say that this will improve the overall efficiency of the boiler. So this was all about the air preheater, that is the first boiler accessory. Okay, for now we will stop here today, and in the next lecture we will try to complete the entire remaining part from the boiler accessories. Till then, thank you very much.